أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين اللهم أنت السلام ومنك السلام وإليك يعود السلام فحينا ربنا بالسلام يا سلام سلمنا أجمعين واجعلنا من عبادك الصالحين. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, praise be to Allah, Lord of the worlds. Let your blessing and your peace be on your servant and your messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and on his family and his companions. Allahumma ya Allah, on this glorious day, in conjunction with the input lecture, we uphold our hands to pray gratefully to thank on your infinite favor to us till we can live in peace and harmony, perform our tasks and as your servant. O Allah, we ask your blessing to make this occasion in success. اللهم افتح علينا حكمتك وانشر علينا من خزائن رحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. صلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Amin, amin, ya Rabbal Alamin. Okay, thank you, Brother Daim, for that wonderful dua for our opening. So, we go straight to the part, and I think we can welcome our first speaker for today. That is LR Dr. Norhanis Diyana Nizarudin. He will be she will be giving us an input lecture about the Revisiting Landscape Heritage and Cultural Studies. So I welcome Dr. Norhanis. Okay, thank you.
All right, okay. Thank you very much to the MC, Ahmad Farouk. Now I'm turning into a guy. All right, okay. It's okay. All right. Thank you very much, Farouk. Okay. Welcome to all the students from Malaysia and Tunisia and also the lecturers from Tunisia. Hi, hope everyone are doing well. All right. So maybe you can say wave to your screen so I can see some faces. All right, okay. All right, okay. Nora, do you okay, Nora is waving as well. Okay. All right, okay. So today, inshallah, maybe the secretariat, can you unshare the screen so that I can share the screen? Thank you. All right, okay. So today, inshallah, me, Dr. Hanis and Dr. Haza will be giving you some of our inputs on revisiting landscape heritage and cultural studies. Okay, so allow me to share my screen first. All right, okay. So today is going to be about revisiting landscape heritage and cultural studies. So it's basically about revisit our past landscape heritage and cultural studies that we have done by our departments, by our past students and whatnot, just to we can give you the overview on what is this what we call this subject or the collaboration all about. So this is from our past experience teaching in this particular course, so that this is our sharing to give you the Tunisian counterpart, especially on the idea of what is the outcomes, what are the outputs, and also what are the expected findings that we actually expect from our students and also from the collaboration. Before that, I think Nora raised your hand. Anything in particular that I can help? Yes, Nora?
No, sorry, it was by mistake.
All right, okay, all right. Okay. So this info lecture series, this is the first of the info lecture series that is going to be under Match Symposium 2021. So we kickstart the info lecture with our lecture. Okay, this is a collaboration between IIUM, International Islamic University Malaysia, and with INAU and also Polytech of Sousse from Tunisia. All right, before I I shall proceed with the lecture. Okay, I would like to introduce myself. Okay, I am landscape architect Dr. Norhanis Nizarudin. You can call me Dr. Hanis. Okay, I am the assistant professor from the Department of Landscape Architecture, Kuliah of Architecture and Environmental Design, International Islamic University Malaysia. I obtained my Doctor of Philosophy in Landscape Architecture from the Edinburgh College of Art, the University of Edinburgh, Scotland, United Kingdom. And my area of expertise are basically on the people and places, right, urban public spaces and whatnot, spatial, behavioral and cultural mapping by using GIS, Geographical Information System, as well as green landscape technology concerning on the green building. So I honored my sidekick, my partner, Dr. Haza, to introduce herself first.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Dr. Haza HanurHaza binti Jani, but everyone basically call me Dr. Haza. So I obtained my PhD in my university right now, the one that I'm serving in built environment. So my areas of expertise will be basically ranges from the gardens, morphology of a garden, Islamic garden, cultural study, or even a culture study in general.
All right, okay. So thank you, Dr. Haza. All right, okay, I will have to proceed with the sharing. So basically on this particular landscape heritage and cultural studies, it is a subject that our department has imposed on the students during the semester 3 of the year. Okay, semester 3 will be the short semester of the year. So it's usually around 2 to 3 months, the duration of the semester. Okay, so in this particular semester, the short semester, the students are anticipated to develop the skill and methodology in surveying and recording period of landscape heritage. So this method of surveying and recording landscape heritage is solely for the purpose of conservation documentation. So we will know what are the right methods, what are the right inputs or outputs that we need to document and categorize it into certain categories of heritage, intangible and tangible heritage. And then the second one is to create first-hand multi-dimensional experience in studying the local culture and landscape heritage of the Muslim world and beyond. So basically the landscape heritage and the cultural studies, it is not only concerning on the Malaysian context itself, but it is beyond than Malaysia. We have been, I'll bring you later on after this to where we have been before. So this is where we expose our students to have the first-hand multidimensional experience on the different geographical settings and contexts. And then the third one, the final objective is to collect, for the students to be able to collate and also record the worldwide information on landscape heritage. So again, it is not only local, but it's global as a whole. Okay, all right. So this is about how our department, the Department of Landscape Architecture in IIUM has crossed the globe, okay, by traveling around the atlas under the umbrella of this subject. Okay, so basically if you can see here, okay, on the left panel, we have from 2012, okay, 2012, until 2021, Tunisia, we have lots of places that we have been to physically. We brought our students there, okay, we travel, but also we also enjoy the academic trip by traveling around. So for example, like in 2012, we went to Indonesia, Semarang, also to China, Hualongzi, and then we have been to Bali in 2013, Lijiang, China, Bandung, Indonesia, Kelantan, Malaysia. It is on the east coast of the Peninsula Malaysia. We have been to Ho Chi Minh, Vietnam, Old Delhi, India. We have been to Melbourne and Sydney, okay, to where Dr. Majdi and Dr. Khalilah obtained their PhD. All right, okay. We have been to Spain, just nearby you all, okay, just nearby the Tunisia, Spain, Madrid, Toledo, Sevilla, Sevilla. We have been to some part of Europe, London, Paris. We've been to also Syria and some part of Malaysian Borneo Island, Kuching and Kota Kinabalu. We've been to Istanbul, Beijing, New Zealand, Guilin, Palembang, Johor Bahru, Kuala Berang in Malaysia, Georgetown in Malaysia, and finally this year we are going to Tunisia, then on the North Africa. All right, okay. It's just that how we wish to be there physically, you know, all of us, we would love to go to Tunisia physically. However, this pandemic has taken its toll on us. So we could have been there maybe I think in the future soon, hopefully after this pandemic subside. So this is about Tunisia now to that 2021. So this is us across the globe since a few past years ago. All right, okay. As for the sharing for today, we will not touch on every single context of the countries or places that we have been to, okay? But we will touch on the past 2 years trip that we have done, okay? So that is basically in Malaysia, right? The cities that we are going to do together, our students and also the Tunisian students that will do together, especially on the Georgetown, Penang, that we have went to it in 2019, and also Johor Bahru, Johor at the very southern of Peninsula Malaysia in 2018. So basically, if you can see, there are Georgetown, Penang, and Johor Bahru. These two cities are the Straits cities. It is located nearby the coastline. Okay, Penang, for example, it is very close to Thailand. Okay, this is Thailand already. Okay, so it is very close to Thailand, and Johor Bahru it is just neighboring to the Republic of Singapore. So this is what our sharing will be about today. So another one will be on Malacca, okay, but Malacca will be one of the site that you are going to embark on for the studies, okay, for the collaboration. But today we'll be focusing more on Penang and Johor Bahru as we have done it, the exhibition and the outputs before this for the past 2 years. All right. Okay, so these are basically our students during 2018 when we had our Jauhar exhibition, the remnants of Johor Bahru heritage. Okay, so we had the chance, this was way before pandemic, we can have the chance to do the physical exhibition. We can have we can don the same traditional costumes and whatnot. So this is called baju kurung, and the guys wear baju Melayu. Okay, so that is those are the traditional wears of Malay in Malaysia, and there are two of us still until now. Okay, sidekicking together, collaborating for this subject. Okay, and this is during 2019 where we did the exhibition on the Georgetown, Penang. So again, we are still there, okay, until now. And this is another batch of the students, okay. So we also had the chance to go to Penang, okay, and we went there, we had fun, visited all the traditional places, all the heritage under UNESCO and whatnot. So this was the during the exhibition day. So so basically these are the exhibition. It was held during September 2008 and 19. So the time is basically almost the same every semester. If you can see on the Jauhar, it was on the most of the at the end of the September, and this is also the end of September. So same goes to ours. Our symposium will take place mostly in the middle towards approaching the end of September. So that is basically the timing. So I think from now onwards, that's on my part. I will pass the floor to Dr. Haza to continue the sharing on the outputs and the outcomes.
Thank you, Dr. Hanis. So I hope from the brief introduction, everyone is having a clear version on what this class is all about. So basically, this class name is about landscape heritage and cultural studies. So we have been to several places. So what happened after we visit the area? So here comes the great deal, whereby students have to prepare something and give us the outcome. So what happened after this is what are the outcomes from the class that can be presented for the exhibition. For example, the first one, students basically are going to come out with e-manuscript. So under this outcome, they are going to provide e-book or e-travelogues. So what happened is that after they go to their visit, they are going to see places and whatnot. They have to extract the information and provide us the gist of it that explain about what are the tangible and intangible heritage values of the site and put it into a great compilation whereby it can be a historical evidence for a good documentation. So this documentation will be submitted to us and also published during the exhibition. For e-travelogue, because we usually went to the site say 1 week, for example. So every day we plan our schedule ahead. We visit this region, that region, north, south, or whatnot. So students are going to do compilation of their daily visit. So the daily visit are being transformed into e-travelogue. So this will be the route of the visits. So how it looks like is after this. This is the submission of the ebook. Okay, although we tell them to come with the ebook, but because we have the opportunity and the luxury to have physical exhibition during that time, so we ask the student to print only one copy. So this is the front page of the book. And the next one, as you can see here, under the one submission of the book, here are the chapters. For examples, they have selected 5 significant places and they wanted to go into detail about it, about the heritage values or whatnot, the significance of it. So they have to come out with like the first chapter for site A, second chapter for site B, and under this chapter, there are a great deal of explanation. What are the background? How does it look like? How does it achieve UNESCO level? What are the good quality? How does it influence the locality of the people there or whatnot? And at the end of the book, they have to do some sort of like conclusion, the summary of it. So what do you learn out of it? It's not about only stating the facts. We want them to learn basically based on the fact, what can you identify? How can it help you to move further and have a move forward that is actually helping you in understanding the class further. So this will be the ebook. This is basically located at Penang. And this is another book. As you can see, this is the second book on Johor Bahru. These are the videos telling about the similar chapters and the detail about it. Meaning to say they gather the information, they put it on the map first so that we can see about the mapping, and then they go into explaining the site and whatnot. So that will be among the submission. And this is the example only about the travelogue. It goes day by day basically. So we put here, for example, like for example, day 1, they visit these historical places. So what about the place? So they have to do an infographic manner of it. It's not only about text because we are basically from a design background. We are not reading a dictionary. We want to read something that is visually attractive. So they have to do in an infographic manner. So they have to do a lot of reference study and to propose to us what are the style that is basically currently pleasant, visually attractive, instead of having just a mundane version. So this is among the outcome. So usually during the visit, we are not only visiting the historical places, we try also to visit the nearby university or do some collaboration with the locality there or any educational spot there. So during this time, we went to one of the local university. Here we call it as UTM. We went to the site, to the university, and they explained something about the site that we probably did not know from our secondary data. This is how students learn further. So in our class this time around, that's why we do collaboration with Tunisian people. So hoping that you guys are the collaborator with us, so we exchange information. Although this is conducted virtually, but the knowledge transfer can still be conducted even though we do have limitation in terms of the physical bound, social or physical bound. The next one, other than the manuscript, there are a lot of other outcomes that they have to submit. prepare for the exhibition. The next one is basically technical drawings. So based on the chapters, they already identify 5 places, 10 places, 13 places. So each of the places, they have to come out with their own set of drawings. This is just the example of the first page of the submission. Meaning to say they have to come up with a site plan, section, elevation, landscape element, because our student is from landscape background, landscape architecture. So they have to do about what are the landscape furniture, what are the patterns of the design, how do that design basically arrive, where does it come from, is it from the history, is it from the colonization, is it from what are the stories about it. So based on this, they are going to compile the information and submit it as a technical drawing submission. So we have a lot of submission before this. Here are among the examples. And the next one, because they already do a 2D version of it, so student also will come out with a 3D version of it. So based on the AutoCAD version of the map, the site plan or whatnot, they have to come out with 3D visualization. So the importance of this is that for them to basically learn how to render or how to use 3D software to come out with the quality that needed to be portrayed for a level of an exhibition. So they have to produce a good quality of sometimes 3D or even sometimes 4D rendering. So these are the example of the 3D image that we put as a snippet. So after this is, okay, because we do have exhibition during that time, meaning to say people come to our exhibition, they walk through the trail and they can view everything. So instead of just putting an image, what we did previously is that the first one, as you can see at the left, is virtual reality. So whatever happened, they just wear the mask. The eye. What do we call this? The VR, the VR themselves, and then every information are going to be seen. This is what we call some sort of like trying to have physical plus virtual exhibition. We have 50-50 of it. Last that we know that during this time, we have to do 100% of it. This is more of like us preparing ourselves. Alhamdulillah, we have the opportunity to try and error on how it looks like. And the second one is they also come up with a hologram. So based on the data that they collected, all the 2D and converted into 3D, and these are the outcome of the hologram, they put it on the flat surface and put some sort of like a cylinder surrounded it so they can have this hologram version. So they have to have one corner that is very dark so that the light can be situated basically on the hologram themselves. So these are among the 3D visualization that we have during our physical exhibition. So I believe we may try to see how far can we achieve for this time around. So this is basically how the submissions or the outcome before look like. We also have augmented reality. We have this on the flat surface, the site plan. So we have this device whereby they can place it on top of the plan and it will appear into a 3D version. Because our audience, the visitor, they don't basically, not many of them have the opportunity to visit the site. So some of them, they are not from a design background. So they probably do not know how to read map or how to appreciate a plan. So that's why when they visit the area, we give them this device, the 3D version come into picture. They can basically visualize, oh, this is the place, or this is how it looks like, this is the hierarchy. It gives them a different idea on how to appreciate the heritage of that site. This is all prepared by our student. By their idea, the two of us, Dr. Hanis and myself, we monitor about the progress to ensure that the outcome will be at least to a good quality to be exhibit for an exhibition part. The next one, among the products, because we train our student to along the line try to have a site activity, what we call some sort of like hand drawing sketches. So this basically has become lately, previously before also a trend, meaning to see a culture. We try to embed it in our student. So because they are trained to have these quality sketches from their first year up until they did the exhibition, so we try to ensure that they could use the skill and come out with any art product. So particularly for this exhibition, the student come out with a creative idea on how to display their sketch. So instead of just drawing the sketch, so what they did is that they wanted to put it on a postcard manner. Like if you can see on the left side, orient there is the front page and postcard is the back side of the postcard. So they are going to print it and they are going to make a lot of copies and display it at our exhibition. This is not taken from any Google or whatnot. This is basically the student sketches. So the right one, as you can see, there are a lot of profile picture there. If you go closer, it is actually a sketch of the student members and all among the studios. But the good part is that because we study the local foods at that particular area, the street food or whatnot, so they have to choose, for example, I choose what are the best local food that I want, and I'm going to use that particular food to do the detailing for my picture. So if you look closer, it is actually talking about who are the members and what are the local food that they wanted to portray. So when people visit this area, we have this specific corner. So this corner, they arrange it, they decorate it based on the existing culture of that particular area, about the color, about the chair, the roots, the patterns. This is basically reflecting the identity of the place. And to add it further, they put what are the local foods that are basically related to the culture, and by looking at the picture they can guess. So this is among the games as well that the student try to put together. It's an exhibition, it should be educational and it can also be fun. So these are among the art products, and here are the compilation. When they have a good quality of products, what happened is that the visitors, they start to say that can we buy this postcard. So what happened is that our student print a lot of it. They basically sell the product, and I must say that it is a successful sales, because we basically sold everything, and the next day people still say can you print more, because they wanted to have souvenir basically from the exhibition. So we keep on printing more and more, and alhamdulillah, basically our student gain money from their own good products. So this is among the skills that indirectly that they could actually learn as well. And the right part, as you can see, this is the collection of the actual postcard, because they do it, they have a lot of sketches. So if we put it on the waist, it's going to be, not resourceful, right? So what happened is that we said we are going to have this wall of arts. Each individual from the class, how many sketches that you have, probably 1%, 2 sketch or 3 sketches, we place it as a decoration at the exhibition. So these are among the products that they have, but this is on the physical exhibition. But probably with the students from Malaysia and Tunisian creativity, we can have some sort of like at the symposium, maybe it cannot be in terms of a physical wall of arts, but still we can have a virtual wall of arts. So how do you want to go about it? So what are the creativity that you can bring into the table to offer to your advisor from Malaysia and your advisor from Tunisia? So this is why you have a group. So Medina of Tunis, Medina of Kairouan, and Medina of Sus, you may try to plan in your group, okay, how do we best display our products that is on the platform of a virtual for a symposium. So among the purpose of this input lecture as well, to give you some sort of like idea. So they have this during the physical ground. So how do we translate this into virtual ground? So this would be the question that Dr. Hanis and I probably would like to throw to our students from Malaysia and our students from Tunisia as well. And I can see Ahmad faces is getting cricket. Don't stress out, okay? We have a group. Meaning to say you are not alone, okay? Everyone are going to do this together hand by hand. This is not the product of one person. We cannot achieve this if you worked alone. So this is a group project. That is how the work can be at least to a par. So the next one. So all the information that we explained today by Dr. Hanis and myself, the majority of the Georgetown area. So we have the first group, Medina of Tunis. The group are going to do Tunis and also Georgetown. So here is the website where you can see all the submission that student has produced. What we provide earlier is just a teaser or a sneak peek of it, but the detail is basically on this website. So those who are doing Georgetown, it's good that you can visit this area. But those who are going to Johor Bahru and Malacca, don't worry, because you still can refer to this website and try to see what are the outcome should looks like. So from there you can work somewhere with the information that you have. How do we transform this to ensure that it looks presentable for a symposium? So you may visit this, scan at the QR code this time around. I already tried this barcode and it works. Maybe you can snap the screen, or either or maybe we can share the slide after this for you to go further. If Dr. Hanis can visit the last slide. All right, at this website, you can see the home, e-manuscript, e-travelogue, documentary. We don't mention documentary during this time because it's a video, a whole lot of videos. So if you wanted to, you are not visiting the site, but you wanted to see how does it looks like, you can visit the documentary. They put it into different places, meaning place A, place B, place C, place D. You can look at the name and try to see how the document look like, further helping you to understand the map of the site. Maybe the map you don't really know how does it look like, so the documentary will be a supplement information for you to understand them better. We have technical drawings, 3D drawing. What we don't mention here as well is cultural mapping. We also do cultural mapping and also e-palette. E-palette basically for softscape and hardscape element. You can visit that one. All the information that student basically gathered, they are going to put it on the map, because when we take a look at the analysis from the map, it will be easier for us to understand and visualize them better. So if you want to see how it looks like, feel free, all right, to visit this website. This is free website for you to take a look on how it looks like, all right. The next one is you wanted to scan, and what do we have after this? All right, this is the exhibition. I mean, among Georgetown exhibition and also Jauhar exhibition, both of these are being conducted physically. That's why we call it this time around exhibition. For our time now, collaboration between Malaysia and Tunisia, because we cannot do an actual physical exhibition, we convert it into symposium. So this is the example that we do have limitation, but how do we best beat the challenges? We cannot stop the exhibition, but we can convert it. We can convert it into symposium, similar to the output that we presented here. When you take a look at the sketches, you cannot have a wall of art. It needs to be on the wall. Not necessarily. We can do it a virtual wall. So how do you try to plan it for the symposium? So I leave it to the students to further discuss this. I mean all of us in this group, I believe we come from a design background. More or less, we are basically on the same boat on how we try to see design, on how we try to see heritage in the designer eye or perspective. So based on this one, we do hope the two of us, and I believe the lecturers from Tunisian as well, we do hope that from the discussion meaning you guys can bring something on the table that could be creative enough to be displayed for the symposium. So this is basically the opening, or basically the introduction of the class that you may wanted to know. So I know that some of our Tunisian friends, most probably you don't have this clear vision. How do the class go? How does it look like? What are the outcome? What are we doing in this? So basically this is the process that basically student did. We select a site, we went to the site, we study the site, get back to the university, gather the information, do the analysis, prepare the set of the requirement, and do our exhibition as an outcome. The process is basically the same. We do collaboration with you guys from Tunisia. We are going to do analysis as well. We are doing the compilation. At the end of the day, during the symposium, we can display to everyone to see. And the good part about this symposium is that because exhibition physical, we have physical limitation as well, because not everyone can come to the university or where the exhibition places to visit it on time. But because we have this symposium online, I believe that we may have someone other from the two country, Malaysian or Tunisia, different country as well, can come and visit our symposium. So the coverage would be a little bit bigger. So I think that would be a good part for having an online symposium. So
All right.
basically, back to Dr. Hanis.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much, Dr. Haza. And so that's about it from us. Okay, basically on the revisiting landscape heritage and cultural studies that we have done back in a few years ago, exactly before pandemic. Okay, but right now we are on the pandemic time that we need to adapt and adopt anything that we could have on the physical ground to be translated into the virtual ground. So I think that's from us, Dr. Hanis and Dr. Haza. So we welcome any questions or suggestions or feedbacks from the members.